Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary with the Getsome podcast. And my guest this week is...
This motherfucker Gary.
What up? What's up, everybody? Gary Owen with the Getsome podcast. Recording live from the beautiful Birmingham, Alabama, where I'm at this weekend at the Stardome. So, quick announcement. I got an end of the year run. Tickets are on sale today. Just went on sale today. So, let me run this down real quick. December 26th, I am in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is basically Tampa, at the Mahaffey Theater. December 27th, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, at the Florida Theater. December 28th, I'm in New Orleans, Louisiana, at the Sanger Theater. Wait. Let me double check. Let me just triple check this real quick. Hold on. I don't want to give you the wrong theater. So, GaryOwen.live. GaryOwen.live has all my tour dates, by the way. Sorry about that. I just don't want to give the wrong theater out. I'm sorry. Yeah, December 28th, I'm in New Orleans at the Orpheum Theater. December 29th, I'm at the Sanger Theater, but that's in Mobile, Alabama. December 30th, I'm at the Tobin Center, San Antonio, Texas. And December 31st, Texas Trust Theater, Grand Prairie, Texas. Come in, break in the New Year's with me. So let's just recap. December 26th, St. Petersburg, Florida. December 27th, Jacksonville, Florida. December 28th, New Orleans, Louisiana. December 29th, Mobile, Alabama. December 30th, San Antonio, Texas. December 31st, Grand Prairie, Texas. Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas Trust Theater. Go to GaryOwen.live for all my upcoming tour dates. Yeah, tickets are going very well right now. So, no complaints over here. Football season, baby. Well, I'm recording this before the Eagles and Cowboys play. So, I think the Eagles are going to win, but the Cowboys are going to cover. So we'll see what happens. But I do think Cowboys are definitely going to score over 24 points tonight. I just think the Eagles are going to be hard to stop. So we'll see if I'm right. And to all my Cincinnati Bengals fans, it's time. Cleveland, Cincinnati, Battle of Ohio. There's nobody on the injury report. The Bengals made some freaking moves this past week. Got Dalton Reisner. They re-signed Trey Hendrickson. It's just everything's lined up. Let's go, boys. Let's go. We got some young linebackers, young DBs. They got to grow up fast, but I'm excited. I'm pumped. I can't wait. Football season. Let's ride. Let's rock. Let's roll, baby. So, a couple things I want to get into. One, I don't know if you guys saw the Drewski video where he was playing the redneck guy at the NASCAR. But Druski went in complete whiteface, white body. He did the redneck, the farmer's tan. But the funny thing, he had straight hair but a nappy beard. Now watch it again. The hair straight, the beard snappy. Tell me how you did that, Druski. But people are too sensitive nowadays. You got people that are mad. You got NASCAR fans that are mad that saying Drewski's misrepresenting NASCAR fans. You got white people mad because why can't we do blackface? You got black people mad because Drewski did whiteface. In the end, shit was funny. You can get away with anything if it's funny. It was just funny. And I think people were really mad because there's a little truth to it. There are redneck NASCAR fans like that. There are. I texted Drewski. I said, "Yo, I'm a little offended you use half my family to play in your little video." So I've been around those people. Drewski's so good at these damn skits, man. I think he's the best. and this is no disrespect to Desi or who else? Desi Banks is so good at it. So good. Trevor Wallace, killing sketches. They all got their own niche. I don't want to say better. Desi does his thing. Drewski does his thing. But the one that makes me laugh the hardest is Drewski. That one, the white guy that hangs out with black people, that was the first time he went in quote unquote white face. The one dude at the club be doing too much. It's just funny. It makes me laugh. When he said act like the Mexicans, the TSA agents, Drewski does the simplest shit and makes it funny. And you know why it's funny? Because it's true. And a lot of you people, you're really not offended. You just want to have something to talk about and get clicks off of Drewski. But you're really not mad. What are you really mad about? That he put on some white makeup and made fun of rednecks? That made it funnier. It would have been just as funny if a white guy did it. But it was that much funnier because a black guy put on the white makeup and the redneck stuff. No different than Tropic Thunder. There's a lot of funny black actors that could have played that part that Robert Downey Jr. played. But it would have been as funny because deep down you knew that's a white guy playing that? That's what makes it funny. So let's stop with getting offended over everything. And this shit was on the news. Drewski's under hot water, under fire. No, he's not. He's winning. Somebody said it best. He's not under fire. He's on fire. I mean, so many clicks. This shit was just funny. And then Theo Vaughn said, I'm going to do a Jerry curl. Do it. If it's funny, my thing, I've always said this with comedians, we can't get offended. We are offensive proof. Now, the one word white guys can't say is the N-word. I would never say it on stage. Risk versus reward. I wouldn't do it, but I've seen other people do it. I saw Ralphie May. I saw Carlos Mencia. I saw Louis C.K. I think I saw Russell Peters. But when they did it within the context of their joke, it was funny. So I wasn't getting offended. I wouldn't do it. But I always say, I don't get offended by nothing if it's funny. And this Drewski video, the redneck, was so funny. Oh my God, dude, I grew up with everybody in that sketch. All of them. I was like, there's Rita, there's Bev, there's Eunice, there's Jerry. I was sitting there naming all family members as he did it. And then there was the little subtle hint of racism with Drewski. When he asked the black guy where he's going, the black guy said NASCAR. He goes, really? Sure about that? NASCAR. It was just, and the way he spit when the black guy walks by, it's almost like the white guy that really don't want the smoke, but is kind of marking his territory. That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of when he spit at the black guy that walked by early in the sketch. It reminded me when I was in high school, a buddy of mine was we had the Butler County Fair in Butler County, Ohio. And I thought when I was in high school, everybody was like, you ever been to the fair? You ever been to the fair? I was like, no. And literally, I seen half the people in that Drewski skit at the Butler County Fair when I went the first time. But I think it was like a junior in high school the first time I went. And it was summer going into my junior year, right after my sophomore year. And one guy that I went to high school with was in the demolition derby. And we thought that was the coolest shit because a high school guy was driving the demolition derby against grown men. And I remember like 10 guys was in the bed of a pickup. We're all standing there and his name was Joey. We're all rooting Joey on, you know? And then it was all rednecks. And I was cool with everybody in high school. I was cool with the rednecks. I was cool with the black guys, everybody. But I remember I had an Adidas shirt on, which could be misconstrued as hip hop back then. And then it was when the Adidas had the huge logo on the shirt. I don't know if you guys remember that. Why does my shirt look like I'm in Star Trek right now? Like, beat me up, Scotty. This is Jaylen Brown's clothing line, by the way, from the Boston Celtics. I got it free when I did an event last month in Boston for him. So shouts out to Jaylen for the free shirt. Yeah, I'm wearing it. Roger that. Beat me up, Scotty. So anyways, we're on the back of this guy's pickup. And I'm not dressed like anybody else. Everybody had their Wranglers, their boots, the cutoff. Someone was dressed like Drewski in the video. And when Demolition Derby was over, I got off the truck, and I guess the guy whose truck it was, I went to high school with, I think he was a year or two older than me. I don't even know who he was. I can't remember his name, but he was like, "Hey, man, that's my truck. You was on my truck." And I was like, all right. Keep in mind, I'm on the grass now. He's still in the bed of his truck. And I was just like, all right. And then he was like, "Yeah, you was in my truck." I was like, okay. He goes, "Don't get on my truck no more." I was like, all right. I wasn't planning on getting back on your truck. I wait till I'm off the truck and 50 yards away to start talking shit. But that's what it reminded me of. That whole Drewski thing was like, oh, that's all the guys I was watching Demolition Derby with. When he had the woman smoking a cigarette, it just, dude, the shit was just funny. That's all it was. And people aren't really offended. If they saw Drewski out in public, they probably, that shit was funny. That's what I'm saying. So I hope it was more of that in that character. I can see him doing a whole chain of that redneck shit with the straight hair, but the nappy beard. That's the one thing nobody picked up on. Nobody said nothing about the straight hair, but the beard was nappy. Somebody explained that to me. So that was a mixed redneck white dude. And whoever his makeup person is, perfect. I mean, it was just, God, it was so good. So good. So Drewski, if there's any haters out there, I know you ain't paying attention to them. You did that shit. That shit was funny, boy. Funny. People are going to be offended. I just said boy. Yeah, that was funny, boy. What, you just call Drewski boy? We can pick and choose to get offended by anything. I remember when I did that sketch with Michael Blackson where I had my ex-wife say the N-word. People still bring that up. I'm like, are you really mad about that? Or you just want to type stuff on the computer and act like you're mad? Because I've never had nobody come up to me in person and say they were mad about that. Because it was a joke. Me and Michael Blackson was having a back and forth, a fake beef. He was coming to me. He said, "I bet you won't say the N-word." And I said, "I bet you I will." And then I didn't, but I had my ex-wife say it for me. Complete joke. Oh my God. Relax, people. The shit was funny. The Drewski shit was funny, and he crushed it. So, do more of that shit, Drewski. That shit had me laughing so goddamn hard. I must have showed that to 10 different people. Yeah. I think that was my favorite one so far out of all the sketches I've ever seen. It was good. Really good. So, on a serious topic, I put up my notes here. Did I say football's back? Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention that. It's back, baby. On another topic, before I do that, get back to football. I was watching Bill Burr on Rich Eisen's show. And, God, Bill was giving him so much shit. And he made so much sense. He said, they're killing Bill Belichick right now, right? They're saying, is he tarnishing his legacy by going to North Carolina and getting blown out? And Bill's like, no. Bill starts saying, do you remember Emmitt Smith on Arizona? Do you remember Joe Namath on the Rams? Do you remember Johnny Unitas, wherever he was, the Chargers or something like that? He's not ruining his legacy. He's just going to college. You can't ruin legacy once you win 7 Super Bowls. You can't ruin that. But he was like, it's funny how they're saying Archie Manning is just one game. Don't overreact, just one game. But with Bill Belichick, after one game, they're saying, did he tarnish his legacy? Bill Burr's so goddamn smart. So I was like, I didn't even think about that. They're killing Archie Manning, but they're also saying, hey, it's only one game. It's only one game. That's it. Then with Bill Belichick, they're acting like he ruined his legacy over one game. It's only one game. He just got to North Carolina. The entire team's new. Give him a couple of years to get his team together. Jesus Christ. So yeah, Bill Burr was good. If you haven't seen Rich Eisen and Bill Burr, watch that too. It was funny. Bill's always good on those sports talk shows. I'm sorry. I took it off the plane and I want to get this in. And these curtains are terrible behind me, by the way. I'm gonna move this one out. No, I'll just leave it like that. Because this view is god-awful if you saw the view I got. Hey, this podcast is brought to you by Blue Chew. Now listen, sometimes I'm gonna brag a little bit. Sometimes I like to take a Blue Chew just to make standing in line easier. Gives me something to lean on. That third leg. Yeah, it's right there. I'm like a pirate. It's like a peg. Just sitting on. But this don't bend. Yeah, take that Blue Chew. That knee don't bend. That knee stays straight, baby. So, here's a funny line. I tried Blue Chew and now my hog has a zip code and its own voting rights. Yeah. Yeah. So listen, before this gets dark and disturbing, let's see what Blue Chew is all about. Now, Blue Chew, it isn't just about performance. This is about legacy. I'm talking about that third leg, a C. Give her group chat something to talk about. You know, when you lay it down, they're talking about how it gets up. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. So discover your options at BlueChew.com. And right now, for the Getsome listeners, we got a special deal. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use promo code Getsome at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. That's all they want to do. Head to BlueChew.com for details and safety information. And as always, a big thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast. Bang. There was two things I saw this week that was a little disturbing. As a dad who loves his kids unconditionally, and that's never changed, and even though I haven't spoken to my daughter in years, the hardest part for me is I don't have any way to keep track of her. Like, she's not on social media a lot. I don't have her new number. So I find myself Googling her name and trying to find images of her and then saving them to my phone. I found a couple, she was at summer school, not summer school, like, wasn't doing well. She's killing it as far as grades go. Summer school is for like an internship or something. And then I found another one at her grad school. So I'll get glimpses of her, and that's the hardest part about all this. Yeah. But I was watching David Goggins, who's, you know, the Navy SEAL, run 100 miles, broke the pull-up record. It's just, the guy's just an amazing athlete, very motivating. If you haven't heard of him, I don't know where you've been the last couple of years, but Joe Rogan really took him to another level. But David Goggins is his name. And it recently came out that people were accusing him of being a deadbeat dad because he's got a daughter that he doesn't really have much of a relationship with. And then his mom came out and read something from his daughter's mom about, yeah, she'll see you, but as long as David's not around, she don't have anything to do with David and things like that. And my thing is, man, especially the older I get, there's a couple things like, men, a lot of times there's so much thing in the news and the press about deadbeat dads and dad's not doing the right thing. And but then you got guys out here that really want relationships with their kids that for whatever reason, it's just not happening. And now people are getting on David about, you know, you're supposed to be like this motivating guy. You're a man's man, you know, and now come to find out you're a deadbeat dad. And he goes, look, I had her young. I want a relationship, but she's made it very clear she doesn't. There's only so much you can do. And at some point, you got to make a decision. Do you want to just be miserable or you just want to be happy? And hopefully one day your daughter comes back in your life. And when I saw this thing with Goggins, I mean, it really hit home with me because what I'm going through with my daughter, you know, and I think it's a little different because I don't think David was with the mom and I was with my daughter's mom for all the years of her growing up. And you just wonder, like, how does this play out eventually? I just hope it's not like some family tragedy that I end up seeing her. Somebody has to pass away. And I'm not talking about her or me or her mom, like any relative that we shared or somebody's in an accident. It seems like when things like that happen, people sometimes come together for a little bit. But I just hope one day she reaches out, you know. Yeah, that's the toughest part for me. And then when I saw the David Goggins thing, it just really resonated. I was like, and then the fact that he has to explain himself. And then people get mad at him for explaining himself. And I'm just going, you know, sometimes talking about it is therapeutic. If your agenda is not for clicks, if your agenda isn't for let's see how many people can comment on it, if your agenda is generally just, it feels better, it's therapeutic to talk about it, even if you're talking to a screen, if you're talking to people. I don't ever look for the negative comments. I read the positive ones. It is comforting to know you're not alone. There's our people out there. Now, I got guys that reach out all the time, and I'll just speak for guys and not women on this. I'm just talking to dads. When they send me a message on social media and they immediately start attacking and putting down the mom, I can't deal with that because you're too angry. And I'm not mad. I just really want a relationship with my daughter. So when guys reach out and they'll say things like, you know, I haven't seen my daughter in 3 years. Fucking bitch ass mom. I'm like, I can't. You're mad. And I just can't. I can't read what you're going through because there's too much anger in it. You know, I got the guys that just say, hey man, I wish I could see my daughter. You're not alone. You know, thinking about you, praying about you, stuff like that. Those are the comments I sit and read and look at. And sometimes I respond, not a lot, but I do respond sometimes. But when the anger and the put down comes in, I can't do it because I don't want, when my daughter, eventually we talk, and hopefully it's soon, but I don't want it to be her coming at me and now she's mad at her mom. That's not what I want. I want her and me to talk, but then I want to be able to, like, whenever she gets married, I want to be at her wedding. I want to be cordial. I want to have a friendly relationship with my ex, her mom. You know, I want to get to the point where we're just laughing about the craziness of the divorce. Because I generally do want her mom to be happy. I want her to meet somebody. I want her to, you know, just be happy. That's all I want out of this. I don't want it to be, well, yeah, you know, I never knew this. Mom told me this. I didn't know this. I don't want any of that. I just want her to reach out, us to talk, clear the air, and has nothing to do with her mom at all. This is about me and her. So, yeah. And all of them, all my kids, my oldest son, and, you know, Emilio, him also. So it's just, yeah, that's what I want. So the David Goggins thing with people calling him a deadbeat, and then he's like, you know, I didn't bring it up because I didn't feel it was necessary, and probably didn't bring it up because it hurts. But when he started talking about it, I go, oh, I know exactly where he's coming from. You know, and it gets to a point where, like, your kids are so mad and you just want to get past the anger stage. And how do you get past it? I don't know. So, yeah, the David Goggins thing was, I watched it, and it just got me thinking about everything. And it definitely made me realize I don't want anybody to be mad at anybody. I mean, I want to be able to, like, you know, I got these two twins. I want my daughter to meet her little brothers. You know, I'd like to spend some holidays with her, not all of them. I know she's going to be divided, but it'd be nice to spend, you know, I don't care which holiday, St. Patrick's Day, Halloween, I could care less, as long as it'd be nice to spend a holiday with her. And I just want to know how she's doing. That's all. So look, if anybody out there is seeing this and can show it to her, you know, it'd be nice. Just let her know I just love her and thinking about her. I think about her all the time, and I know she's doing her thing. My daughter I was never worried about her in life. Like, I knew she was going to be driven. I knew she had a good work ethic. I was never worried about her. She's so smart. So I'm not worried about her making it in life. I know she's going to be all right. Trust me. I know that. I would just like to know how she's doing. That's all. So if anybody knows, like, shoot me a DM, shoot me a message. If anybody can give me an update on her, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be awesome. So another thing, it was kind of in the vein of this. I saw the Brittany Renner and PJ Washington. They got a kid, and he's in the NBA, and Brittany Renner is she's been known to date a lot of celebs, and she's in that world, so to speak. She was with Kevin Gates for a little bit. She was Muslim for a hot second. But she's got this video where, let me sure I got my names right. There's nothing worse than messing people's names up. Just a second. Hold on just 1 second, everybody. Yeah, Brittany Renner and PJ Washington. So PJ Washington showed up with his new wife to pick up his son that he has a Brittany Renner, and Brittany Renner's got the son, and the son starts crying when he goes to PJ, and then Brittany's like, see, he always does this when you pick him up, and it's very antagonistic, it's very aggressive, and it's not healthy for the son. And you see PJ just like, at one point he cusses, and it's just toxic is all it is. Listen, no matter how you feel about the baby mama, the baby daddy, and this goes to both sides, men and women, you cannot bring your kid in the middle of it. Get with your girlfriends, get with your homeboys, cuss her out there at a cigar lounge or a nail salon. Cuss them out, vent, but not in front of the kid. And don't put the kid in the middle of it. Kids are going to cry. And I don't know the whole backstory. I don't know if PJ missed numerous times before that to pick his son up. Doesn't matter. When he showed up, have a great day with your dad. Because in the end, it's just going to benefit the kid. You don't want him caught in the middle of it. So yeah, if you ever see that, it's just, it wasn't good. We get, like I said, piggybacking off the David Goggins, he's being called a deadbeat by his daughter. And then you got this guy, PJ Washington, who had a relationship with Brittany Renner, went away. Now he's remarried, got a new wife. And now you got the baby mama and the wife arguing, having words. And you got PJ's getting all bent out of shape. And the whole time, the son's crying. I'm like, that's the issue. You should be handing off going, nah, it's okay. You're coming back. Go with your dad. Have a good day with your dad. That's all you got to do. Why you got the phone out? Why you got somebody recording? Why you got somebody antagonizing? Be happy he's there. Be happy he's there. And if you missed any time before that, call him in a separate room. Just the two of you talk. You don't need to be posting all that shit on social media like that. It was disturbing to watch. Because in the end, you're an adult. PJ's an adult, and the kid's going to suffer in the end. That's all. Anything bad you got to say, do it behind closed doors and not in front of the kids, and not in front of, and not on social media. When I think about my ex, oh my God, I got blasted on social media. Never said nothing bad. You just can't. You can't. Now, with my homeboys or homeboy, I was snapping. And I'm sure she had her group. She was snapping. But you just can't do it. You can't do it like, and it kind of got set up. It got ambushed a little bit. Comes to pick up his son, and she's already got the camera out, or somebody's got the camera out, following her out. So to me, it was all to make her look good and him to look bad. And in the end, the adults don't look good at all. So, yeah, that was disturbing, because in the end, the little boy's the one suffering, you know. That's in the end. So it just sucks. So anyways, I did Tom Segura's podcast. If you guys haven't heard it, it's called Your Mom's House. But it's weird how Tom Segura is like a huge comic and we've never met. And he was born in Cincinnati, lived until he was 9. They moved away, and we finally connected on his podcast. And I was like, damn, it's crazy how, obviously I know who Tom is. He knows who I am. But we've never connected. And here's the funny part. There's a Mark Wahlberg movie called Instant Family. Came out about 7-8 years ago. Well, before COVID, I would do quite a few auditions. I haven't really done a lot of auditions since COVID, right? The landscape of entertainment has changed dramatically. People aren't really, as far as comedians go, people aren't really blown up off TV and movies anymore like that. It's pretty much social media and stand-up at the core. Clips and specials that you put out there is blowing people up more than anybody. But I just remember I auditioned for this movie, Instant Family, and I got called back, and they asked you to read again. And this is all on video, right? So I was like, oh, I got a shot here. I got a shot. And then at the last instant, they go, oh, they went with somebody else. I go, dang, I thought I had a shot there. And I did, because I got called back. And Tom Segura ended up getting that part. And I was like, did you do a movie with Mark Wahlberg? And that was really where I started noticing Tom Segura. Because when somebody gets a part that you were close to, if you audition for something and they don't call you back, it's dead in the water. You don't think nothing of it. But when you audition for something and they call you back, then you're like, oh shit, I'm in the running. And then I think every actor or aspiring actor or actress, when you get that call back and you don't get it, you look at that project and see who did they cast, because you know you were close to getting it. So that was my first time like really paying attention to Tom Segura. And it was like right after that, he just kind of took off with the podcast with Burr and his specials and stuff. It's wild how like I knew the name, but the fact that he got that part in Instant Family and I didn't, I started to notice him. I said, he's a comedian. I know that's a comedian. And then boom, just funny in this business how that happens. So it was kind of cool just to chop it up with him. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's Tom. Just type in on YouTube, Gary Owen, Tom Segura. I think it's the only thing on camera we've ever had together. But yeah, it was cool just to catch up. And in fact, he's a Bengals fan. You know, we got to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. Did I mention it's week 1, baby? Did I mention that? I can't wait. Oh my God. I'm so pumped. So anyways, my prediction for the Bengals and Browns this week, 34-20. Cincinnati wins. Joe Burrow throws for 3 touchdowns. Chase Brown runs for a touchdown. And McPherson kicks 2 field goals. And I think Flacco's he's gonna do all right against the Bengals DBs, but I think hopefully the defense gets stronger as the year goes on. So we're not against 2 juggernaut offenses to start. It's like Cleveland and Jacksonville. Cool, but not juggernauts. And then the schedule gets much harder. We've got Detroit and all that stuff, Baltimore, things like that. But first 2 games is middle of the road offenses that we can really see how this Bengal D is gonna end up being. So I'm pumped. I'm not gonna make it to Cleveland this week. I was gonna go, but I just want to go home, watch it in my new man cave movie room at the house, and I just want to be left alone and be at peace with me, the Cincinnati Bengals, and all the Bengal fans. That's the only problem with streaming it. Whether I get on YouTube or anywhere else, it's a delay. And I don't know how we can fix that. If I have one complaint about streaming, is it's like 20 seconds behind. So if I'm the type that watches the game, I got my laptop, I'm looking at other scores, I'm looking at the Bengals score, I'm looking at the stats, I'm looking at my fantasy. I can't stand it when I'm watching a game, and then it'll be like 7-7, then I'll look up, it'll be 14-7, but on the TV it's still 7-7 because it's like a 20, 30 second delay. And then I'll see Burrow throw the touchdown, I'll be like, what just happened? So that's the only problem with streaming it. You can't be online or you're going to know what happens 30 seconds before it happens. So that's my only complaint about streaming shit. So, all right, y'all. To all the Bengal fans, it's time. Beat me up, Scotty. Super Bowl, Levi Stadium. We're coming. Ooh, I got a little vein in my head. It's party time, baby. Let's go. All right, y'all. This is Gary Owen with the Getsome Podcast. We'll see y'all next week.
This motherfucker Gary.